folks. We're here. We're live. No, this is not tape. You don't have to rewind it. Actually, they don't rewind anymore. You don't have to start from the beginning. Actually, you can. If you're watching this on repeat, that is. But welcome. We're going to have a lot of fun today. I'm playing on my keyboard here. You can't even see it, but I could start the drum beat. Ready? What kind of drum beat do you want? Or should we hit Captain Rickster? Shall we say hello to everybody? Hello, everybody out there in All for Sci-Fi Land, all for Sci-Fi fellow geeks and nerds. I'm Eric Walker, and next to me is
Captain Rickster.
And today is Saturday, July 30th. It's the last Saturday of July, and we're going to go out with a bang on this show. We're going to have a lot of fun, even though we don't have a lot to talk about. We got some pretty exciting stuff, though, still to talk about.
That's true.
Captain Rickster, how the heck did your week go?
Well, I wasn't promoting no violence like you do all the time on this show, but my week was pretty good.
Promoting violence. That's funny.
We did a lot of great things this week. We went out and we had a good week. Today we went out and did our own measurements on a house.
Yes.
Which was really cool.
I did the measurements.
I did the writing.
Usually I let the installers do the measurements because
they were tight. It was a tight schedule.
They had like 4 of the measurements, and I didn't want to give them a 5th one. So it was only a couple windows and a couple doors, so I was able to do it.
And it was just right across the street from where we work. So
yes.
It's really easy for us to do.
So we better not mess up on that job for Ellen, because we're her neighbor, right?
If we do it, she's going to beat our door down.
That's true.
Otherwise, we went out and we did, I did a lot of things. We did a be-back this week. We did, that be-back means that we went and saw that person before. We went back and saw him again.
That's right. That's true.
And we went back to the apartment complex. He signed, thank God, on the spot.
It was a good sale.
Good.
It was a good sale.
63 windows.
63 windows we're doing for this apartment complex. So it was a good week.
It was a good week.
Dark One's here. Hello, Dark One.
Hello, Dark One.
Hello. Welcome to the dark side, Dark One. Welcome to the dark side. Yes, we're going to have a lot of fun today with Captain Rickster and our new punch machine. He didn't do it. Or we could do a drum beat.
Lucky says he likes to promote violence on this TV show.
We could do a drum beat. Ready?
You can make up some new music now.
Or we could get on the keyboard and play a little funky beat like this. Oh, cowbell sound. Cowbell would go. More cowbell. Remember Saturday Night Live, more cowbell? Add more cowbell. A little repetitive, I think.
Yeah, a little bit.
But that's how music is made.
That's how he works.
Anyway, let's talk about the main thing we're going to review today. We're going to talk about Light and Magic, which is the new ILM documentary on Disney Plus.
Yep.
We got surprised and got all 6 episodes. I don't know if it's all the episodes for the whole season 1. If they dropped it all at once, or we're going to get more. I don't know, but we got 6 episodes dropped on us, and
6 great episodes.
So we're going to review that. We're going to talk about a little bit about some of the episodes we haven't talked about on the Orville, and also For All Mankind. We haven't been talking about that much. That's on Apple Plus. So we'll have a lot of fun today and talk about, of course, the ILM documentary. I enjoyed it, Captain Rickster.
So
I was a little bit upset that they didn't even bring up the Ewok movies, the red-headed stepchildren of the Star Wars universe, right?
That's definitely true.
I don't know why the Ewok movies just don't get no love.
They get no recognition either.
Yeah, I mean,
surprised he even made them.
Well, he made them for his daughter, so I get that. But ILM spent like years doing the special effects. In fact, they won Emmys.
Yeah.
The Ewok movies are were their first Emmys that ILM won for special visual effects.
Right.
So why not mention it, right? Dark One said he loved it. So did you watch all 6 episodes, Dark
He's
One?
on the 4th episode.
Oh, you're on the 4th one.
You're gonna enjoy it. I mean,
It was good.
It is great.
It was good. It was good. And not only that, they talk about how Phil Tippett, how the dinosaur movie Jurassic Park basically made him go into retirement. But that's not true. It is true. But the last major stop motion photography that he did was on the Ewok movies. He did the Blurg, which they're now using in the Mandalorian with CGI, but the Blurg and Ewoks About of Wendor, which came from that movie, and they stole, was some of Phil Tippett's last. That, and he did like the Bora, the pet for the Gorax, the Bora thing too. So, thank you, Dark One. He said, they get all the love from me and my boys. Well, I appreciate that.
We all appreciate that.
Sometimes I think that maybe Mace is going to go to the dark side, since we don't get any love anyway, right?
That's true, yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about
they
this.
They need to get a Mace out there. Not Windu, but they need to get the first Mace out there and get him doing some bad stuff.
I don't know about all that.
Oh yeah.
But who doesn't want to go to the dark side sometimes? Right, it's for fun. I know. Speaking of the dark side, I got this the other day. It's from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the game. I already got one Night Brother, but this is the Night Brother Archer.
Yep.
And he looks pretty cool. We're gonna do an unboxing of this. He looks badass. Oh, I can't say that. But we'll be doing an unboxing of this. This is kind of messed up, so I'm going to go ahead and open it and do an unboxing. Probably put it up there in the next couple of weeks.
You got so many unboxing he's doing. It's a lot of stuff. So
I'm a kid in a candy store, guys.
So it's so old now that everybody's ready to put them on there.
Yeah. No, they've been. Hasbro's been just pretty good.
Yes, they have.
Their figures.
Yes, they have.
Lately. So so we'll do that.
It's just their packaging is kind of weird. It's kind of off.
And San Diego Comic-Con. Speaking of that, we got the big announcements that came from that. We got to talk about on the show. All of Phase 5, they made announcements for all the Marvel stuff for Phase 5, and part of Phase 6. We're gonna get Secret Wars.
Yes, we are.
And Kang's Dynasty.
Yep.
And a Fantastic Four movie, all in Phase 6 of Marvel. So we got a lot to talk about for sure, even though it's a slow week for new stuff.
Supposedly they did an announcement for Stranger Things 5. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yep, that's coming out.
That one when it comes out. It's supposed to be, I think, late 2023 or early 2024. They said. Yeah,
but
the rumors I heard.
San Diego Comic-Con really went out with a bang with some great announcements. We went live just for the heck of it, and we had people there, and we were looking at the Twitter feeds and talking about things as they're announcing them, so we could let the whole world know. And just by doing that live, I was looking at the thing, and it was like, at one point there was a couple hundred people watching our stream at one time. It was like, whoa. Goes to show you, if you're going live when it's at an event people want to look at, like that's why we need to go to D23 and some of those other events.
Can't wait till D23 comes out.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to be an awesome one.
But what do you think about Captain Archie? Since you're the comic book guru, what do you think about all this stuff that's coming out with Marvel and I don't know that much about Kang's Dynasty and Secret Wars. So
Secret Wars was, how can I put it? It's going to be a great. Is it a movie or TV show?
It's going to be a movie.
It's going to be a great movie. It's going to bring all the main characters back, just like they did in the Avengers, to fight the Secret Six, which is going to be really. And you'll see.
You don't think it's going to be like new people?
It's going to be new people, but it's going to be. The Sinister people are going to be newer than they were now.
Right.
So it's going to be really great. Now, Kang Dynasty, that's newer stuff. That one I don't really know too much about. It's not that old.
Well, and the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four, I know all about them.
So let's go over it real quickly. What they announced for Phase 5, since I know we didn't get to talk about it on the last show, and some of you may have caught this on the stream when we did a live stream. But they have Ant-Man and Wasp, Quantum Mania, which is a movie.
That's gonna be a good movie.
They got Secret Invasion coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and
that's gonna be good.
This is supposed to be the last. And he made an announcement. It's gonna be the last one made, at least with this director.
Well, James Cannon, yes. They actually got him back. They fired him the first time.
His name Cannon? I thought his name was Gunn.
No, maybe it was James Cannon. I know they fired him and then they bring him back.
Right. And then they're going to do a Disney Plus series called Echo.
Mm-hmm.
Loki season 2. I'm excited to see that. On the movie, The Marvels is coming out. We knew about that one.
That's when Miss Marvel is going to come back into the show, and also season 2 for her.
They're going to do a Blade movie.
Yep.
Anybody excited? Are you excited, Dark One, for a Blade movie?
Blade is it's a vampire movie, so you should like that one.
Yeah. So they also have on the as a series Disney Plus, they have Ironheart, Agatha and the Coven of Chaos, which is a spinoff of WandaVision.
Right. With
Agatha, that looks pretty good. Daredevil is getting another series.
Yeah, he's getting a reboot.
They're getting a reboot, and it's Daredevil Born Again, and it's finally for the first time. They're going to get 18. We're going to get 18 episodes, which is awesome. Finally, maybe if someone's paying attention without doing that. And the next Captain America movie is called New World Order. Yep. Then the next, and then also we're getting a Thunderbolts movie.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Which is going to be good. And then we also, that's all of Phase 5, but we also mentioned a little bit of Phase 6.
This is nothing about the Mandalorian.
Well, this was San Diego Comic-Con and with the Marvel announcements that we're talking about right now.
We're not talking about Star Wars.
Okay, Captain Rickster. Stop promoting violence.
Yeah, stop promoting violence.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, so that's it for we do know a lot about Star Wars stuff coming out. We got Andor coming out about a month from now. Yep. Andor is coming out, and also we got Star Trek Lower Decks coming out next month. We got back on the it's not Marvel. It is Marvel, isn't it? Groot's getting his own.
Yeah, I Am Groot.
I Am Groot. It's a 5 shorts. So it's going to come to Disney Plus too, coming soon.
Yeah, this next month.
Soon, I think in the next couple weeks. I think.
Yeah, I think
it's coming pretty soon. So a lot of great stuff on the horizon. We're going to be almost back to normal. Today we're going to talk a little bit about, since we haven't talked about it, For All Mankind on Disney Plus, and also the Orville, which is on Hulu. The new season called, I think it's called New Horizons or something like that. But let's go ahead and start off with our first review today. Ready?
Yep.
It is Light and Magic,
yes.
Which is the ILM documentary. It's on Disney Plus. And at All for Sci-Fi, as you know, we have a rating system of 0 to 5 stars, 5 stars being the best. If it's 3 stars or less, don't watch it. Okay, or don't watch it. So, the official All for Sci-Fi rating for the ILM documentary, I'm going to give it 5 stars. I think it's one of the best documentaries that I've watched in a long time.
Yep.
It's well made. I'm not going to be upset and give it less than 5 stars because they didn't mention Ewok movies, which is just stupid. Why not mention what you did for television in the beginning? At the end, they've mentioned how they're doing stuff for the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I know.
Why not mention their first stuff they did for television, which is the Ewok movies?
Yeah. Well, you know how that is. George probably didn't want to think anything out.
Yeah. So, Dark One has a question. Let's answer that in the chat. Did you guys hear of any rumor about the new Mandalorian having one of more Grogu species in it? Ooh.
I haven't heard about that.
I had not heard about it, but I
haven't heard about it either, I don't think.
But you remember that in I don't remember which, I think it was in one of the prequels, didn't they have, was it Yaddle that was in it?
Could have been, yeah.
They did have, but we need to know more about the species.
Yeah.
That's always been a mystery, so welcome that all the way. The thing I did hear recently about the Mandalorian, since you brought that up, was Pedro Pascal accidentally let the cat out of the bag and gave some information about season 3. It talked about how he's like the reluctant hero. Yeah. He doesn't want to take up the armor and be the person who has to be the new ruler of Mandalore,
right.
with the Darksaber. And so maybe he was hinting that maybe he's going to maybe pass that on, or he's going to keep it, or something major is going to happen between him based on his comments and what's going on with Bo-Katan.
Right.
So that's what I heard about, is that he let that out of the bag, and it was exploding for like a day or so when they're talking about that.
I also heard that they're going to bring out different villains too this time in The Mandalorian.
Right.
So I heard that rumor. So we'll have to wait and see what new characters are going to come out for The Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, that was the news that.
Well, that was plastered all over the thing.
Right. He also gave a lot of praise to his doubles.
Yeah.
Recently, he was talking about how they're doing the heavy lifting for him, playing him in the suit.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave a lot of praise to Brendan Wayne, John Wayne's son, and Lateef Crowder, who plays him in the suit most of the time and has to do the heavy lifting. He said that they're doing a great job.
Well, it wouldn't be John Wayne's son; it would be John Wayne's grandson.
Right, you're right. Grandson, it's not his son.
He's pretty much passed away since 1979 and stuff. So I don't think he had any more kids after that.
But that's all I heard that he teased. I'm trying to find it right now. That's why I'm looking down.
Right.
Yeah, that he doesn't feel. He said his character doesn't feel like he feels like he's being forced into this, into becoming the hero, when his character wouldn't want to be that. He's a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
He has certain values and stuff like that. And but yeah, Katie Sackhoff is supposed to be reprising the role of Bo-Katan, and there's going to be an issue with him trying to become a Mandalorian once again. So that's all going to come out, how he wasn't a Mandalorian once. He has to go into the waters or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
So that's all I heard about that. But Thrawn. The only thing I heard about Thrawn was supposed to be popping up in the Ahsoka series.
Ahsoka series, yes.
And because she's trying to find Thrawn and also Ezra Bridger, what happened to Ezra. So that's going to be the major focus, from what I understand, in the Ahsoka series, at least in the rumor mills.
Right.
So, but we'll see. Okay. So back to the ILM documentary. We're given its rating system, 0 to 5 stars, 5 stars, and we give it 5 stars. It definitely deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
It's well thought out. It's well made. Captain Rick, talk about it for a second, because you seem to be really, because you didn't. I was a part of all this, I know what it was like to do that stuff behind the scenes. But Captain Rickster said he learned a lot.
I learned a lot
from
watching what these guys did there. I'm amazed at how they built things out of plastic and made them into models. Parts, they had to go down into stores and buy different things to make models of what they were doing and cut things in shape and stuff like that. Also, I learned how to do slow motion, how they
sped it up too.
How they sped it up. Also learned that how George Lucas was a go-getter. He always wanted to be better and make sure the technology was better. So he made those guys work even harder.
It's true. He pushed them, and they kept saying we couldn't do that, and he kept telling them to go try it. Just go try it.
Yeah.
And that's a sign of a good. Even though he also in the documentary, we do get to see George a lot, and he talks a lot.
And he talks a lot.
And he talks about how he's never considered himself a leader.
Right.
But he is a good leader.
Yes.
Because a good leader is someone that could find the right people and get out of their way. And that's kind of what George did.
But he was kind of upset.
It said was going to say, yeah, except for the first movie
in Star Wars, where they took forever. But he didn't know that they had to build all the equipment they needed to do the movie, to make all the shots and stuff.
Well, he didn't understand. It's not that he didn't know.
He didn't understand.
I think that later, as ILM continued to grow and had its growing pains, he kind of, because someone had to take the fault for the over-budget stuff on Star Wars and the horrific, he had shown up and he had a $2 million budget for the special effects on A New Hope, the first one, and they had already spent half the budget, and they only had like one shot done, 1 or 2 shots done.
That's it.
And they had to get in, and the movie was coming out, so they had nothing done. So he had to help them get organized, and that became kind of someone had to become the scapegoat. And John Dykstra, unfortunately, became the scapegoat because he was the head person in charge. Who else is there? Who else's heads are going to roll? So he wasn't invited when ILM moved because of it, and I'm sure that was very painful. I could relate. My character got killed in the second Ewok movie. At first, I wasn't invited. I was told my character was dead, and I just wasn't going to be in it. So, and then later I got a call, and I'm excited. At least I get to die in the movie, you know. So,
right. Well, we don't know if he died. He's actually sitting right here talking to us. So,
true. Good point.
So he's actually alive, people. This is Mace.
Mace is still alive
from Andor, and he's still alive. And he's still talking to everybody, and he started this podcast with me.
Yeah.
As a sidekick.
Yeah.
That's why I get kicked all the time. As a sidekick.
Bam. Oh. That's like a Japanese movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're promoting violence.
He loves promoting violence. Yes.
No, I wish I wouldn't have found this little drum thing on there because we're overdoing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get back into the ILM documentary. Yeah.
It was great. I mean, it taught me. It showed me how these guys who could take something and make it bigger. Also, how they could actually take the film and put 3 films together to make a film shot.
Oh yeah.
I
remember those. I remember those VistaVision cameras that they talked about that they bought, that they grabbed and they owned. But I remember seeing those VistaVision cameras. They're huge cameras, and they had a bunch of them. And I can remember when they had like 2 or. I remember this one shot they did in the Ewok movie where they had like 13. Well, they weren't all that VistaVision, but they had all the VistaVision cameras out. But they had a total of 13 cameras covering this one shot in Caravan of Courage, the first Ewok movie. It's the shot where we're leaving to go on the caravan, and the music swells up, dun dun. You know, it swells up, and you see us all leaving, and everybody saying goodbye. That was shot all at once with 13 cameras, all these different angles. A camera way up here, and one of them, a couple of VistaVision for the matte paintings, and Caravan of Courage had 150 matte paintings.
Right.
That matte painter was talking about Empire Strikes Back having like 100, 150 matte paintings. Well, the TV movie had 150 matte paintings as well, and it wasn't a friggin' feature film. It was a TV movie.
TV series movie, yeah.
So,
But I loved it how it showed how they progressed.
Absolutely.
From the time they started and until the time till they had to move, they had up to 1,500 people working at ILM.
And as you're watching it, you discover how important Joe Johnston is.
Oh yes,
Joe Johnston was just as important in his role as George was creating Star Wars, because Joe Johnston is responsible for creating the Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
He's responsible for getting a lot of the ships. He's responsible for creating Boba Fett.
Oh yes.
As well. I mean, we could go on and on and on. And Joe Johnston was the production designer, and when he was talking about all the storyboards, I have pictures of the storyboards, and Joe Johnston did all the storyboards for the Ewok movie as well. And I have pictures of myself, and I have one picture with myself and Joe Johnston and George Lucas and all of us talking. And one of these days I'll share it. It's a picture of all of us, myself, George Lucas, Tom Smith, John Cordy. We're all sitting there talking about a scene in the movie. So it's kind of cool.
What's nice though is that he quit. He wanted to quit because he was getting tired of.
He got burnt out.
He got burnt out so bad of doing all that work that George offered him to send him to
USC Film School, where he went. But what the documentary doesn't state is he did that after he did the Ewok movies.
Right.
So it wasn't like or right around the same time, because he was up there working on the Ewok movies, which were after the Star Wars movies. So he still had his hand in everything. In fact, he directed the second unit. He was a second unit director on the second Ewok movie. Yeah, so there's a lot of history going on with ILM. I was happy to see it. It was, like seeing old friends on the screen that I had met when I was up there. It was neat.
Yep.
And it deserves, like Dark One gives it 5 stars as well.
It's great.
He says he'll give it 5 out of 5 stars. As a documentary, it definitely was definitely worth it. So
It is worth it because it's educational.
go binge watch it.
Yes.
That's our recommendation. Great job. And I was surprised that Lawrence Kasdan directed all of it. No wonder why it was a good documentary, because Lawrence Kasdan wrote Empire Strikes Back, wrote Raiders of the Lost Ark, you know, wrote a lot of the Han Solo movie. He wants to do a Han Solo 2, speaking of that.
I've heard that.
Yeah, he's trying, and his son is doing the new Willow series.
Right.
So,
is it still, that's coming out soon, right?
No, in November.
Oh, it's November.
It's a ways away.
Soon.
It is still soon, you're right. But at the end of the year, we're going to get the Willow series. We're getting a lot. Oh, it's such a magical year. And right at the end of the year, we're going to get Avatar finally.
Right.
Which is great.
But you know what's nice, though? It tells you how Kathleen Kennedy got started in all this mess.
Well, what I liked is that Kathleen Kennedy got to show the Star Wars world why George probably gave Lucasfilm to her to run, because Kathleen Kennedy was heavily involved with Lucasfilm and ILM forever, because she was Steven Spielberg's executive producer. So people don't realize this woman was responsible for E.T. Of course, she produced all the Raiders of Lost Ark movies, all the Indiana Jones movies, I should say, not Raiders of the Lost Ark movies. I'm starting to act like you, Kevin.
But she did. It's funny how she started with him and ended up with George.
Yeah,
which is actually really,
they're all like a family.
They're like a big giant family. There.
And her husband's Frank Marshall anyway. So yeah, it's a small world. Now she runs Lucasfilm. I think Kathleen Kennedy is doing an amazing job. I think people don't give her enough credit. Not everybody can hit a home run, you know.
That's definitely true.
But overall, they're doing a fantastic job up there, Kathleen Kennedy. So keep it going. Let's get some more good stuff coming up soon. So what else?
It's nice when they bring back the people who first started ILM. Some of them have passed on to a better life right now, but there's still some of the old ones who actually were there, and they can actually remember and talk about, give them the story.
Oh, I liked all that.
How they
all
that stuff worked.
Even though John Dykstra became, the odd man out and didn't move up when ILM moved, they still had him in the documentary.
Yeah,
because he was a big part of creating the original Star Wars.
That's right.
Which is great.
And I was all creating the original.
All the cameras, everything that was needed. He helped invent all that technology.
George gave him a project, and he invited all his friends up there to help, which was cool. And actually, it was in here in Van Nuys, by the airport.
Yeah.
So that's even funny.
Van Nuys is not too far from here, but I could tell why they wanted to move, because it is like in the summer it's like hell here. That's for sure.
Of course it is.
It's way too hot in here. Let's move on. Anyway, go watch Light Magic.
Yep.
Go watch it on Disney Plus. Let's talk a little bit about For All Mankind. It's going to be brief on all the rest of it. For All Mankind into Orville. Orville, it's kind of surprised me. Everybody thought that it just had its season finale. I didn't see the latest. I didn't see the latest episode because it just came out again like a day or two ago.
Yeah, right.
But I thought we were going to be talking this weekend about the finale of Orville. I didn't know they had another episode.
Yeah.
After all that, they still have another episode.
It's going to be next weekend, right?
I don't know when it's going to be. I think they kind of shocked everybody that.
Yes, they did.
While we're talking about it, let me see if it says how many episodes there are on Orville, because we'll see if this is the finale this week or not. But For All Mankind has a new episode up as well.
Yes, they do.
Lots of stuff are going on with For All Mankind. If you haven't seen For All Mankind, it's on Apple Plus. Yep. It's a good show. It's kind of like What If. It's like, how they have that What If stuff in the Marvel comics.
That's actually what's coming out again too, another TV.
Yeah, that's coming out too. But it's like, what if the space race was still going on, and what if the Russians beat us to the moon? What if the Russians kept winning the space race and it kept, so the space race kept going? And in this one, they're in the 90s, and we're already fighting to see who could get to Mars first. In the 90s, we're hearing that we might get to Mars hopefully by 2030 or something like that. But they got to Mars in 1994 in this what if scenario. So
really good TV series. I do like it.
And basically, so far, it's each episode is great. The special effects are awesome. The acting's great.
Yep.
Really strong characters. A lot of the original astronauts are still going to space, like Ed Armstrong. A lot of the characters are still going into space, so it's kind of cool. And they're leading missions. In the last episode, they finally got to Mars.
Right.
And both American was finally going to step out first, but we had to go save the Russians, so they happened to be there with the Americans, so they're both running down and they both push each other over and they both land on Mars at the same time. They're trying to see who's going to land first. It's kind of comical.
So it's a tie.
But all the way through it, in this what if scenario, the Russians kept beating us. They were the first to the moon. They were first in space. So
put out the first satellite, all that stuff.
Right. So that's just, I want to see how many if it says how many episodes are the Orville.
Right.
But overall, I would say the Orville probably gets an all for sci-fi rating so far this season. I'd probably give it. I'm not going to give it 5 stars, but I'm going to give it a strong 4.75 so far. I need to watch the latest episode, though. What would you give it, Captain Extra?
I'll agree with you on that one.
Oh. Are we promoting violence?
You always promote violence. It doesn't make any difference what you do. But
no, I don't.
Also, The Boys, you haven't heard, they have a spinoff coming
really?
out of The Boys. Yes, they do. I can't know the name of it yet because no one said anything, but I've heard through rumor mill that The Boys are having a spinoff on that movie. And they're also coming back out with the season 2. I've already heard.
Well, this says the Orville is going to be 14 episodes.
Okay.
No, wait, that says season 2.
And season 3.
Let me tell me. How many episodes are there in the Orville? Sometimes it's just says, this says 9, which is I think what they're at right now. The Orville New Horizons episode 10 finale preview. So maybe there might be 10, I think. I think they're on 9 now, but everybody is surprised. Anyway, again, I would give For All Mankind a strong 4.75 stars, and Captain Rickster gives it the same. So 1, 2, 3.
Him and his violence. He loves to beat me up all the time. Kicks me to the curb.
Sometimes I just want to play music.
Yeah, and it still beat me.
That's some horn sounds for you. Okay, so we'll talk more and maybe give it a more in-depth For All Mankind, but we talked a little bit about it. Overall, it's getting 4.75 stars. Gonna watch the latest episode. I haven't watched it yet, but we'll do a recap of that and give the whole season rating and talk about it on a future show.
Right.
The Orville, what do you think about that so far, Captain Extra?
I like it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Myself.
It's a little different this year.
It is different. I mean, I've watched a few episodes, and it's pretty good. I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no. It's kind of hard to get into, but I started to enjoy it now.
It's different this season. It's they still have some of the comedy, but it's kind of like it was a lot like that parody. I forgot Galaxy's Quest or whatever it was called. It was kind of like that in the beginning. So it was a parody about this universe, but this season it's become very serious. But it still has a sense of humor there a little bit, and weird, odd stuff because it's from the mind of Seth MacFarlane.
Right.
So it's weird at points, of course, because he created Family Guy and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it has a little bit of that humor every once in a while, which is great. But I'm pleasantly surprised that they've really. This year they're tackling a lot of subjects, and they're going straight head in on those subjects. Transgender stuff, relationships with a robot and who's not a life form,
right?
And a female. They're like tackling everything. Which
every issue you think of.
a lot, and all in this one season. So it's not that and they're doing it with humor, which is great. It's not like they're like, I'm so serious I can't take it. Hey, Dante's here. Nice to see you, Dante.
Yes.
Glad you could make it. But yeah, on the Orville, and speaking of the Orville, we are going to go ahead and watch Sequest, the Sequest series, and give a review of that, Dante. Yeah. So, per your suggestion. Any other suggestions out there? Give it to us, guys. We'll go ahead, and, even if it's older stuff, we'll talk about it. It's stuff we're not talking about that you want reviewed. Let us know so we could go watch it. I know we talked about The Boys.
Right.
I was so happy you guys brought that up. Thank you for. I think it was the Dark one that brought it up.
Right.
The Boys.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for that. Or there's another guy who was like Darth something might have brought it up.
Either it was
something like that. Or it might have been you, Dark one. So.
Yeah, it was somebody.
It was someone definitely. On the All for Sci-Fi chat that brought it on. I'm glad you did because I really like The Boys, even though it's very adult.
Yeah, it's very, very good. I just can't wait to see season 2 and this new spin-off they've been talking about.
Yep. So we're talking about that, and other stuff you guys want us to review. The Orville again. Let's give it an official rating for this season. So far, I'm going to give it 4.5 stars. I don't think it's quite as good as For All Mankind, but it's still a fun show and engaging. So what would you give it, Captain Extra?
I'm going to give it a 4.45.
4.45. He giving less a rating than me?
Yeah.
Usually he gives things higher than me.
Sometimes they do, but this one here,
you just don't.
Hasn't piqued my interest yet.
That's okay.
Maybe I haven't got into it enough to pique my interest yet. I'll have to watch some more episodes to pique my interest.
I recommend just starting over from this.
I'm probably going to have to.
So, because it's very different, and every episode is very long. Even the last episode, which I didn't watch, it just came out, is an hour and 18 minutes.
Yeah, they're all
like an hour or an hour and 10 minutes. I mean, they're really doing a good job. And I know some people that work on it because I did their windows.
Right.
They told me a little bit about it, and of course, I grew up with Scott Grimes, who plays one of the pilots guys on it. I forgot the name of his character. But he was the one that had to go back in time travel to go save a couple episodes ago. They had to go back to that was a great episode too.
It was. I remember.
But overall, watch the Orville. It's good. We only have a couple more episodes, and then what we'll do is when both the Orville and For All Mankind are completely done, we'll go ahead and give it the whole season a review and really get in depth on both of them. Maybe do a whole episode on both of them. So, but yeah, go watch. Earlier today, we were talking about Dante, the documentary Light and Magic at ILM. So definitely recommend. We gave the Light and Magic documentary about ILM. We gave it 5 stars. It's really a great documentary. One of the best ones I've seen in a while.
Yes.
So go watch Light Magic and go ahead and get caught up as well on For All Mankind and the Orville. And I know the Foundation is coming out soon too. Can't wait to see that. That was a good show on Apple Plus.
Yeah.
So if you have any suggestions, please always put it in the chat. So maybe we could go and watch and review one of the shows you want us to watch.
Just make sure it's not on Apple Plus.
I like Apple Plus.
You do.
They have some good shows. Like the Foundation is really good. So I told you could log in under the All for Sci-Fi one. We have one.
I gotta see if I can find the app on my TV.
So well, that's right. You gotta download the app on your television.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Maybe one day I'll get a chance to do that for you. Yeah. Okay, that's it for this. It's going to be a short show, guys. We thank you guys for joining us. It was a lot of fun. Come back next week. We got a lot more next week to review. Oh, this Wednesday,
that's right.
We are going to Disneyland. So we're going to be, hopefully we could do a quick live stream from Disneyland. We haven't done that in a while. And we're going to be meeting our friend of the podcast, the webcast. We're going to be meeting Mike there, which is great. But if you did miss a show and you're just coming on too late, don't worry. You could it's on repeat.
Yes.
Once we end the webcast, you can always rewind it and watch it from the beginning. We had a lot of fun today. We were joking a lot. We were having a really good time. So
we were.
yeah, we need to get an ice cream maker. I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, really.
I know what you're talking about. We need that ice cream maker, and inside the ice cream maker, it has to have only best car steel, right?
That's right.
So, need me one of those. In fact, I'm getting ready to do a review of this, an unboxing of the from Jedi Fallen Order. We're going to be doing an unboxing video soon of the Night Brother Archer. This is a really cool figure. It looks pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll be doing that soon. We've got some other unboxing. So make sure you check back and always watch us. Oh, yeah, we'll help you out. Hey, Blue Harvest, if it's something you want us to get for you, just send us a private message off of the webcast.
Right.
And we have no problem helping friends of the podcast out and getting them stuff. We could, if you want us to get it for you, you could send us some money on PayPal even.
Right.
We love helping friends out, but we're going to be seeing Mike
on
Mike
there,
Wednesday,
yeah.
so that's going to be great. And other than that, we look forward to seeing you. We always say at All for Sci-Fi, please do one act of kindness this week. Just one thing, because it'll make the world a better place, and someone else might notice, and they might be nice to somebody. So you're spreading love, you're spreading joy, you're trying to help us all be better human beings, and that's what we say here. So may the Force be with you always. Live long and prosper, and may God bless you. Have a great week, everybody.
Yep. Since he likes to promote violence, I know he's talking about all this stuff all the time. He likes to beat on me all the time. But anyway, have a great week. Have a great rest of your weekend. Come back next week. We're going to tell you about.
I'm only promoting violence because you're such a schmuck.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, we'll let you know in a week about how Disneyland was and all that stuff. You know.
I'm only promoting violence because you're such a schmuck.
All right. Anyway, see you guys next week. Have a great week.
Let's get the beat going.
All right, turn your beat off.
Turn my beat off. How about some music?
No, turn that music off too.
Oh yeah. Let's start teaching everybody how to play. All right, guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, it has.
Shark Week, yeah!
Have a good week, guys.
Have a great one. Later.